It is the end of week 4 of my 5K PB training plan, and as I said when I recorded a video during week 1, I would record an update to kind of let you know how I've been getting on over the first month of my plan. So the plan that I bought through TrainingPeaks is an 8-week plan, and it has 5 runs per week. The plan that I actually bought does not include pushing the workouts to Garmin Connect. So what I've had to do is I've been looking at the descriptions of the workout in the TrainingPeaks platform, and I've been writing those in Garmin week to week, and then I've been pushing those to my watch. So I've been able to be guided through, as I've been used to when I've been doing my marathon training plans over the past 18 months. And that's worked out pretty well for me so far. The plan, as I said earlier, schedules 5 runs per week. That would have been 20 runs so far. I haven't quite managed to do all the runs. I've done 17 out of the 20 runs, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I've missed a few of those runs as we go along. But first, a message from today's video sponsor. This portion of today's video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. When I am training and working hard, like I have been on my 5K PB plan over the last few weeks, good recovery has been vital to my performance. One of the most important elements of my recovery is sleep. The sleep masks from Manta Sleep aid in getting better sleep by providing a 100% blackout experience with 0 eye pressure. My wife has been using a Manta Sleep mask for years, and when they reached out to me to support the channel, I opted for the Manta Sound sleep mask, as I like to fall asleep to ambient music. The speakers in the Manta Sound mask are razor thin to provide a comfortable experience even for side sleepers. You can even switch out the eye cups for a therapeutic experience with the Manta Cool or the Manta Steam eye cups. Go to mantasleep.com or follow the link in the description and use code RUNSDJ at checkout to save 10% on your Manta Sleep mask. And thanks to Manta Sleep for supporting this portion of today's video. So going into this training plan, I have been coming off the back of an injury that I got in late November to my right knee. I've been attending a physio session every couple of weeks and doing the exercises around that. I took advice from my physio before I started this plan. He was supportive of me doing it, so I've gone into it with a kind of positive mentality that I'm not really going to do myself any harm. During that rehab phase, I was running about 3 times a week, and that was at fairly moderate paces. I hadn't done any high intensity work since the end of November. So when I started this plan in week 1, jumping straight into 5 runs a week was quite challenging, and a couple of concurrent runs in a row, certainly at the paces that the plan was suggesting, meant that that week I cut 1 run out and just managed 4 runs that week. Having learnt a few lessons in week 1 about the pacing of the plan, I adjusted some of the easy paced and the long runs down a bit. The plan had an average pace for those at around 5 minutes per kilometre, which for me is too quick for recovery runs. So I've been trying to aim for those runs at around 6 minutes per kilometre to help me kind of get in the mileage, but also make sure that I'm kind of recovered for the harder plans of the week. So far in the first 4 weeks, I have had a hills session once a week, and they've been really good. I have not been used to doing hills sessions in the past. All my marathon training plans in the past 18 months have not had hill sessions in them. So it actually was quite nice having a different training focus doing those hill runs. Hills was the very first session that I did in week 1, and I'll be honest, it kicked my ass, but I managed to achieve all of the kind of targets that it was setting me for that plan. So in week 1, as well as the warm-up and the cool-down, there were 12 1-minute hill runs. And yeah, as I say, I got to the end of that and I really felt it. In weeks 2, 3 and 4, the plans have shifted a little bit with the hills, so it is some of them have increased in duration up to as long as kind of 2 minutes, but also have shortened in duration, some as short as 30 seconds, and it's really mixed things up. What I've found is that I've managed to get to the end of all those sessions, and I have been finishing the hills kind of as strongly as I've been starting, so that has been a good marker. I think in the future I will make sure that I keep hills in whatever training plan that I do, It has been really useful for building the strength back in my legs and building some kind of endurance. Every week so far on this plan, I've managed to get to a park run and do the training as part of that. In weeks 1 and 2, they were just kind of running at a consistent pace of around 4 minutes 40 per kilometre. That was 4 miles in week 1 and then 6 miles in week 2. In weeks 3 and 4, those steady state runs got replaced by progression runs. They started with 1 mile at 5 minutes per kilometre, and then 2 miles at 4:55, 2 miles at 4:45, 2 miles at 4:35, and then finishing with a mile back at 5 minutes per kilometre. They've been real confidence boosters for me. Every week as the runs have gone on and the volume has increased, sometimes I've had a little bit of a confidence knock when I've perhaps struggled in a workout to either maintain the pace, or I just felt like I hadn't got the legs for it today. But both of the progression runs have been great and have put me in a reasonably confident place going into the second month. The other sessions I'll mention just briefly. So the easy runs have been challenging because I'm trying to force myself to run slower. A lot of the comments that I get after my training plans and on the video I made about runner has been that people think that I do my easy runs too quickly, and I think they've got a point. So I have been trying to dial down the pace of those runs, and it's a learning exercise. Running at a slower pace is actually quite hard. I'm very used to finding those quicker gears. I know what running at 5 minutes kilometre feels like. I know what running at 4:30 feels like, what 4:15 feels like. I don't necessarily have that muscle memory as well established to run at 6 minutes per kilometre, 6 minutes 15 per kilometre. But I think for me to be successful this year, both in my 5K PB plan and the marathon plans that I've got coming up later in the year, I really need to dial in that slower pace. So I've been trying that with varying degree of success in the long runs and the slower runs. I still creep back towards 5:45, but I'm continually trying to remind myself to slow down. So in the second month, there's still work to do in that to make sure that I'm really slowing down on those easy runs and on the long runs. So looking to the next 4 weeks of the plan, one thing that changes is that the hill sessions kind of get replaced with interval sessions. So I'm looking forward to those because I really enjoyed going to the running track in 2024 for my interval sessions, and I haven't been for a while. So I'm going to take advantage of going back to the running track to do those sessions. During the intervals, we will be running at or ahead of our planned race pace. So we'll be doing sessions at around 4 minutes per kilometre and slightly under. Similar to the hills, where we'll be doing some 2-minute efforts, some 1-minute efforts, some 30-second efforts. I'm looking forward to kind of ramping up the pace a little bit and seeing how the body feels running close to race pace. The other runs that we've got slightly kind of increase in some of their distances. So 4 mile easy run becomes a 5 mile easy run, and a 6 mile easy run becomes a 7 mile easy run. So we'll be increasing things over the next couple of weeks. Then I think the week before the race, we will be having a bit of a tapering week. So we'll be reducing a bit of the volume, giving ourselves a little bit of a rest and recovery before we actually get to race day itself. Overall, I think I am feeling, I'd say maybe about a 6 out of 10 at the moment in terms of how confident I am that I will hit that sub 20-minute 5K on the day. At the moment, I've not done too much running at that target pace, so I think that's where I'm a little bit reticent to have a high degree of confidence at the moment. But I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks doing some more running at that pace will increase the confidence level, but we will see how we go. I just thought I would give an update as to how things have been going. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy these videos, give it a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next time. See ya.